Hello, hello, hello. Well, this is your Mama Coco here, and this is Life and Style with Mama Coco. My people, my name is Cora Pantin, and happy am I to be here. You see, we had the chance to see my store. Yes, Mama Coco have a store now where you can purchase, and regardless to where you are in the world, you can purchase your t-shirts, your sweat tops, your mugs, and much more items. Yeah, so I'm happy and I'm proud to be here representing womankind, humankind, Caribbean, Trinidad and Tobago to be exact. And the diaspora across the world, wherever I am seen and heard. And even if people not hearing me, they can be introduced, yes, and get to see me. And to see me is to know me, and to know me is to try to love me, because I'm in love with humanity. Yes. I'm not going to say I'm in love with everything that people do. No, that's not who, and that's not how we can speak of love. You have to love, you have to hate certain things to be in love with some things. Yes, to God be the glory this hour. This evening we are blessed with two gentlemen, two Tobagonians, one who is still residing there and one who migrated to the United States as a young man. We all have met and known Keino Baird. Yes, he's Sledge. He knows Sledge Baird, and he's the proud son of Cedar Baird, Cedar Lewis Baird. And we have Keino here this evening as my co-host. I understand that he's not right here, right this minute, but he was here before. So something with communication, or maybe he went to get some documents, because you know Keino always equipped with things to show and things to speak about. We are so happy and we are so proud of Keino. And I'm proud of him in a special way also. And I'm so happy that he always responds in kind to be part of this show, so he can help to elevate, emulate, and to teach. He's a teacher. Yes, Keino Baird. Keino Baird just had a nice graduation with his students. Yes, and that topic is what we are going to speak about tonight again, because a lot of people been asking questions about that topic. And yes, and the class that Keino teaches. And then we have Willon Ivan Nurse. Many people see him on live, always writing, always have something to say. See, he's here on a political point, with political point of views. He's here with domestic life. He's here with his education, his migration from Tobago. He was born in Betsy's Hope, Tobago, another Betsy's Hope born native. Yes. And he is now living in Trinidad. He has migrated to a lot of countries around the world. We will hear of that ambassador of Trinidad and Tobago, Willon Ivan Nurse. Welcome, Willon Ivan Nurse.
Hello, Trinidad and Tobago. Hello to United States of America. Hello to Africa, the diaspora, all around the world. Hello to Mama Coco. Hello to Dr. Cindy Duke, Mr. Winston Duke. Hello to the Wakanda crew. Hello, and once again, hello. Peace be upon you all. Peace. I come in.
Well, I know you said something powerful because I could see it in your face, but Mama Coco didn't hear it. But I know it's okay. As long as the audience getting you, I will be fine, because somehow or the other, I am getting a lot of static on my end from people who lives in Tobago and in Trinidad. I'm having problems. And the problems that I am having is not from my end. It is the connection in Trinidad. So I understand that you are fine. And so welcome to Mama Coco Show.
Thank you so much. Thank you so much.
It's an honor to have you. It's an honor to have you
It's a pleasure. I've been waiting for this for a very long time. I'm happy. I'm so excited. In fact, I didn't even sleep. That's how excited.
Thank you. So now Keino is back, and I'm here to welcome my return guest and my co-host for today, Keino Baird.
Good night, everyone. Sorry, I was just having
Come
some
on, Keino, you
technical.
have to have more enthusiasm, man. This is your platform.
I
This
was
is your show.
Good night. I was just having some technical difficulties and with my computer, and sometimes it's running all day, and it just got overloaded a minute ago there, so I lost sound. That's why I'm back on. But I'm happy to be here, back with you, Mama Coco, and good night to our guest, Mr. Nurse.
Thank you so much. And it's a pleasure meeting with you and seeing you. And congratulations on everything that what you are doing. Because you are a great person and God made you great.
You're cutting out there a little bit there. I didn't hear the last set of things that you said, but
I said that thanks a lot. And I know that you're a great person and congratulations to everything that you're doing. Because God make you great and you're great indeed.
oh,
So
thank you.
thanks, man.
So we will take a short prayer from you, Willon Ivan Nurse, short. Yes, to welcome this platform and to keep our show in line and online and to keep everything focused, because we can be feeling a lot of stress coming across for the past few weeks and stuff. And tonight I give God praise and I ask you to let us open with a prayer.
Let's pray. Dear Heavenly loving Father above, we thank you for sparing our life to see this beloved night where we could communicate using technology no matter where we are in the world. We thank you for Mama Coco Life and Style Show. We thank you for Dr. Cindy Duke, her son, Mr. Winston Duke. We thank you for even the host here, Keino Baird. We ask you to bless this show. Let no weapons form against us. That what going to do here. Let it become successful. Let this show become successful and meaningful, that we could touch a lot of people who are watching and viewing this show, and that your name be glorified in everything that what we do. These are other mercies we ask you, Jesus Christ, our Lord and Savior. Amen.
Glory, hallelujah. Father, we bless your name, and we ask that you, oh God, in meek humility though, accept this prayer through your son Jesus Christ.
Amen.
Amen. For those who believe in Jesus Christ and those who don't, we still welcome you to be on Mama Coco show. Thank you. So Keino, you are here as my co-host.
Yes,
and you are back. Yes, like Arnold Schwarzenegger, he is back. Jamilia Hidi heard Jacobson is saying, good evening to Queen Mama Coco and my dear friend Willon Ivan Nurse and Keino, Dr. Cindy Duke, and staff and production crew. Thank you. Keino, can you read what Avidel Hazel is saying? She's saying
blessings to everyone. Good night, Nenny. I guess it's your goddaughter.
She is.
Good night to Mr. Nurse and everyone that's listening, management, and all the wonderful listeners.
Well, thank you so much, Avanel, my goddaughter, for being here today. And I can't wait to have you coming up next week or some other time where you are supposed to be on the show. This show is going places, and I'm so excited that we can have return guests, that we could have people who came before and want to come back and willing to come back. So, Mr. Nurse, you are welcome back. I hope
anytime. Anytime.
Okay.
Anytime.
So, Mr. Willon Ivan, tell us about yourself. Who are you and where are you from?
Okay. As I said, my name is Willon Ivan Nurse. I was born in Tobago. I'm from Bess's Hope. I'm number 7 in my family. the last baby boy out of 4 girls and 2 boys. I'm the last. I am a student at the present right now of University of Southern Caribbean in Marcus Valley, St. Joseph, Trinidad, where we have roughly about 9 different campuses around the world in the Caribbean region. I am a translator. I am a...
So you are saying that you went to high school before you go to Ebenezer Methodist School?
Yes, I went. Yes, I went to Ebenezer Methodist Primary School in Bessie's Hope. After I passed my combination, I am the first person from my family to pass combination to go to a high school. I passed for Rockford Secondary School.
Hey.
I'm a class of 1992 Rockford Secondary School. I'm a class of 1998 for Caribbean Union College Secondary School in Marcus Valley, St. Joseph. And I am, as presently right now, pursuing a Bachelor of Art in History at University of the Southern Caribbean. I'm in my final year, about to be graduate.
Tell people the Southern Caribbean, what kind of a university or college it is. It's under a church, a diocese, what? Oh.
Okay, University of the Southern Caribbean, which was formerly Caribbean Union College, it's a Seventh-day Adventist institute, and it is the first tertiary institute in the British Caribbean.
Oh.
It is also 93 plus going 94 years old. It is the oldest tertiary institute, which started in 1927 with a visionary that came from the United States of America to build a foundation of a holistic institute that would bring the minds together to transform people from ordinary to extraordinary, and whereby we have produced a lot of great leaders. And one of our great leaders was on your show, which is Dr. Sylvan Lashley, my adopted father. And I'm proud to be a product of the University of Southern Caribbean.
Absolutely. Cheers, Keino. That's awesome.
Mm-hmm.
Yes, yeah, because it's years I've been hearing about the Seventh-day Adventist college in Trinidad.
Mm-hmm.
I myself went to a Seventh-day Adventist high school in Trinidad, St. Andrew's High School of Seventh-day Adventists. And then we have Harmons in Tobago,
Mm-hmm.
which is a Seventh-day Adventist high school. Yes.
Your high school you went to, it merged with Caribbean Union College in 1995 when I was in third form. Yeah, I was in third form there. So it merged. So right now, Andrews Secondary School is no longer run in Trinidad.
Oh.
So it's no longer wrong because I used to be in Sour, right?
Yes, it used to be up Calvary Hill.
Yeah. So it's no longer Andrews School there. So all the students at that time there came to Caribbean Union College. And I remember that year in 1995 when they came, and I made great friends. And some of my great friends are in the United States of America doing all the great stuff, which we are communicating every day.
Hallelujah. And I grew up knowing that Glamorgan had a very nice Adventist school. An elementary, yes, an elementary.
Yes, a primary school, yeah. We have a primary school in
that school is still one of the best. They said that school is one of the better schools in Tobago. The Glamorgan SDA school.
Hey,
I knew a family from Charlottesville that they used to send their son to that school, actually.
To Glamorgan?
To Glamorgan. They actually live in Seattle now, but they used to he used to go to the Glamorgan SDA school.
Wow. The Seventh-day Adventists, they made a mark in Trinidad and Tobago. Even the Seventh-day Adventist Hospital, they, just the name I'm talking about, to see where we should be moving forward more. But then we have some good old-fashioned institutions that laid mark on young people, and now adults and even older folks like even me could remember what the Adventist church did in our country. So you are saying something again.
Yes, beside being at University of Southern Caribbean, after I passed my Spanish exam, SSEC exam at Caribbean Union Secondary School, I was able to do missionary work right through Latin America and study at a lot of Adventist institute around in right throughout Central America, South America, and Caribbean territories that speak Spanish, including Cuba, Puerto Rico, Dominican Republic. The Adventist Institute there met so many great leaders around the world. For example, when I was living in Venezuela, I met with Mr. Hugo Chavez. I work as a English teacher under his program, which he had called Mission Robinson, where I got a house to stay. I got people like bodyguards and people to work around me. I have a high school. I have every high school in that state, which is Estado Yaracuy, and the area is Nigua. It was a small village, like you can say like Crep, Port of Spain, but it's very big, very, very, very big,
Wow.
And I had the opportunity to work there, the whole state, that whole area, teaching English. And after from there, I met with the late Fidel Castro when he came to Venezuela, and he and Mr. Hugo Chavez were to come into the community, meet the people, give food to the people, shake people's hand. Mr. Chavez, Mr. Hugo Chavez have a television program called Hola Presidente. So I was able to call on and tell him what I really need, the people need to get. And he would tell me, go to the alcalde, which is the mayor of the area, and report to what I want, and they would give me everything, and we'll give a lot of food stuff, and they'll have people getting the flour, the sugar, the rice, the beans, the meat. It was a great experience, and from there, traveling around, meeting, and met when I remember he was in a stadium like there, and Mr. Hugo Chavez and Fidel Castro, they was there speaking, and some Americans was there speaking on behalf that the United States of America should stay out of the business. And after they speak, they came and they walk and they shake people's hand, they hug, and after I was there, I was able to give him a hug and shake his hand, and it was great experience. And this happened because of Caribbean Union College and University of the Southern Caribbean. They always have missionaries going about doing work all over the world. So I was able to travel through University of Southern Caribbean Union College at that time there to do my missionary work, and it was a great experience for me. Also, with that now, when I returned to Trinidad and Tobago, I started a missionary project at the university, under the university, called Community Language Services, whereby I re-educate, elevate, empower the youths around me who don't get the opportunity to go to school and study. They fail the exam, so I started working with these youths. In fact, I did an OJT job training program in the country, and whereby you do the program, you get paid by a stipend, because at that time I didn't have all my O levels, I had just 3 O levels, so I did the OJT job training, train me to become a teacher, and you get a stipend of 2,000 TT dollars, and they give you food so you could eat, and after you graduate, and when you graduate from the OJT program, they place you into a job, and because your level is not degree, you get $2,500, and if you have a degree, you get 5,000 TT dollars, and if you have a master degree, and you're that young, because you're from the age group from 16 to 35, OJT job training program.
So,
and if you have a master, yeah.
Let's tell us a little bit about your work outside of USC, outside of the University of the Southern Caribbean, and some of the extracurricular activities that you did that were probably not related to USC.
What you mean, Keino? Abroad?
Wherever. In general.
Okay.
And tell us, besides Venezuela, you went to Nicaragua? What
Yeah,
you
I've been to
mean?
Nicaragua. I need to Panama, Nicaragua, Honduras, you go Mexico, Panama, Costa Rica. I've been to El Salvador, Uruguay, Paraguay, Brazil. I've been right through work doing in Latin America. The only South American country I have not touched for South America is French Guyana and Suriname. That's the only country I have not touched. But all the Latin American country, because also
Well,
for
the
CONCACAF,
Spanish-speaking countries then.
yes, and I was able to study their culture, their language, because every Spanish-speaking country is totally different. It's just like Trinidad is different from Jamaica. Jamaica is different from Barbados, so they speak a different Creole English, a patois. So in every Spanish-speaking country, and then again you have the native first people, which is the Amerindians that live there. They speak their language, but they mix their language with the Spanish, and they get a patois, which is a form of communication in linguistic. So, like for example, when I was in Bolivia, the native people speak
Quechua.
Spanish, but they have a language called Quechua.
Quechua.
And Quechua is the first language which I get to understand is a broken down from a little African language. Like if you speak Ibu or Twi from Ghana and from Nigeria, you could understand Quechua also too, because it's all a breakdown, the etymology of these language itself. So I was able to learn at University Adventist Bolivia, the college there, studying Castellano, where they wouldn't call it Spanish, they call it Castellano. And studying Castellano, I had to study linguistic, I had to study art in Spanish, I had to study history in Spanish of Latin America, I had to study military education, where we do not have military education in our system in Trinidad and Tobago. And yes, it's a total different curriculum. So by the time you are in third form in Trinidad and Tobago, in Latin America, in third form is like you're doing an associate degree of credits, because it's based on credits. So by the time in fifth form in Latin America, you're already just like 2 years away from graduating from a bachelor degree. So when you enter into university, you take that credit from high school to the university itself. It's not like, okay, you have to do advanced level. No, straight to the university and you start your degree. And after 2 years, you could come out with a degree because you have credits. So that's the system. I was able to scope out on that.
Like take for instance, Keino, how you use the word credits in America schooling.
So I mean, in a similar way, I mean, I think it's always localized to the particular area that you're in, but you have a certain requirements that you need in order to graduate to move on to the next level.
So you can do different subjects and get your credits to culminate into.
Well,
Yes.
I mean, within your school,
exactly.
Yes, but then you can also, maybe there are some schools where they do programs whereby you can earn college credit while in high school, as well.
So the education system, Keino, ask him questions on that. He has been abroad and then he's back now in Trinidad and Tobago. Is there a question that we're gonna have coming up, or we can ask him this question now? Can we compare and contrast, or there's a question coming up?
You let him go ahead. Go ahead. Let me hear what he has to say.
Okay, Keino, I understand that I'm jumping the gun, so let him continue speaking what he has to speak. There's a question on that coming up.
So, outside of University of Southern Caribbean, I started to reinvent myself. So, I'm a missionary, but I don't want to be a missionary. I want to start creating my own image instead of being just a Seventh-day Adventist missionary. So, when I was in Bolivia, to keep me in Trinidad and Tobago, my national flag kept me. So I used to run my national flag in local marathons abroad. And everybody should see me to run a national flag. And they asked me, what's the meaning of that? I said, that represents Trinidad and Tobago, my beloved island. So when I returned to Trinidad and Tobago, I came with the idea to be a flagman, but not going to do running like everybody run normal. I will take a national flag and run with it. And when I started off running with the national flag, it was weird for the first time. But when I did that UE International Marathon, everybody saw me, media saw me, Caribbean ESPN saw me, and then they start interviewing me and asking me what's the meaning of that. So I have the opportunity of representing Trinidad and Tobago. And then UE give me the opportunity to represent. They start to use my picture on their logo to advertise their marathon. And it started to went big and large. And every year they would always invite me to the marathon. And I run, and I met so many different friends from all around the world. And they want to take pictures with me. Then after that, Trinidad and Tobago football World Cup qualification was coming up in Brazil 2014 for the qualification, and they had seen what is going on. So I passed into the stadium and I talked to Mr. Sean Frampton, who is in charge of the media of the national football team, and he told me, would you like to do an ad? And I said yes. He said, well, I know that you're a marathon runner with a national flag, so walk with your national flag and let me do this ad. And I did the ad and I forgot about it, and after a week later, everybody's just hitting me on my Facebook, hey, you see this ad that happened, and it showed me the ad, and it's on YouTube right now with me. I started with me with the national team. At that time, the women football team was playing also too, getting ready for the World Cup. And that ad there is just like all around. Then I started to represent Trinidad and Tobago as a Flagman ambassador, not only for Trinidad and Tobago, but you have to be like for CONCACAF, and you're also part of the member of FIFA itself, because being from Trinidad and Tobago under CONCACAF, you're already with FIFA. So you have the opportunity to not only represent as an ambassador, but you could arrest people in the stadium, because we had meeting, like for example, when the United States of America come to Trinidad to play Trinidad and Tobago, or any team is playing in Trinidad and Tobago, the local fans cannot disrespect the visiting fans. So you have your ID, and if you see they're disrespecting, you could use your power and arrest them and call a security guard and the police at the same time to march them out. The name will be given and the identification will be taken that they are from Trinidad and Tobago, or if they're from Guatemala or USA, the name and the ID will be taken, and they'll be banned for life for coming in a stadium to watch any football game in the world. That's under FIFA. So I remember also Trinidad and Tobago was playing USA, and I dressed very weird with my national flag, and my colors who I dressed with is just ridiculous, because you believe that is a clown. It's a clown that, because I dressed up representing Trinidad and Tobago, red, black, and white, and I'm just different. And I have my flag on my back, and I have a big flag in my hand, and the national anthem of America was playing, and American was singing so much, and I was singing the anthem too, humming it on. And after that, our anthem began to play, and I stood there with my flag, and I was singing this lustily with my national flag. And the American was taking my hand to drop my flag on the ground and disrespect it. And I wait until this anthem was finished, and I walked, and I came to him and say, you're under arrest. I arrest you. You have the right to remain silent. Anything you say right now will be held against you in the court of Trinidad and Tobago. If you don't have a lawyer, the Republic of Trinidad and Tobago will give you one. Do you understand me? You are charged for disrespecting the national flag of Trinidad and Tobago when the song is played, trying to drop it on the ground. Officer hold him, crane. And they started to plead and ask me to not to really go forward with this. He made an error, and I told him, listen to me. If you in a country that is not yours, you have the right to respect a person's country flag. That red, black, and white, I carry 1.3 million people on my shoulder in Trinidad and Tobago being an ambassador. That's a learn a lesson. Do not do this again. And after his friend and I, we went around the stadium marching with our hands up in the air, and all the media, even the US Embassy of Trinidad and Tobago, took pictures and they posted all that. And that was on news, that was on media, sports, interview. It was a great feeling to be as an ambassador representing Trinidad and Tobago with the national flag. I'm doing that, and right now I'm planning one right now because that's this Friday to plan a project called the last run for Diego Maradona, and I decided to run with the national flag of Argentina, but my national flag will be on my back just to represent. I might really ask them also to even get Diego Maradona's daughter to come into the country with some representative and supposed to be big. But that's right now. I'm planning all of that after I done finish my research paper and everything for my finals right now for at university, because after I finish the show, I'm into doing my research. But that is all of that what I do. Representing Trinidad and Tobago is, it have been, we grew up on watching television, seeing our heroes and them, and we want to be like that. And when I came back to Trinidad and Tobago, I wanted to reinvent myself, not just being a missionary, but have a different image, and it worked for me.
Do you do your work under a particular company per se or anything like that?
Not at the moment right now, because I'm trying to get my own image out and sign up my own company for myself. Because what the companies and them will ask you is to come and show them what your project is. They will join and support you. But if you don't have a plan or a proposal to show them what you are doing, they don't want to be part of you. And government won't fund you like that, because you have to go through the protocol of the government and establish yourself before you get sponsorship. So right now I'm building something with a team around me so that I could get, and then again I could tell you also too, Mama Coco is guiding me through with a lot of ideas how to go about doing myself. I have to say thanks God for Mama Coco also too. She's a great, great woman, a great ambassador. That's my Mama Coco.
Well, thank you so much, Willon Ivan Nurse, and I don't know if Keino will say the same thing.
Yes, she's great.
Keino, so Keino could sit up some more. That's right. Where you sinking down going? You think you're home on your relaxing chair watching your TV or something? You're on Mama Coco Life and Style. Okay, Keino and Willon, you are both dedicated to teaching the youth. What do you see as the top 3 educational issues facing children in Trinidad and Tobago? First,
Okay.
Keino.
So the top 3 issues, I would say, I think one of the major issues I see is the achievement gap between males and females, between boys and girls. I think that's one of the most important things and I think it's happening all across the world too, but specifically in our culture, where our females are achieving a whole lot more than our males. But then I think too, we also need to begin to redefine and reimagine what we think of as education, because somebody with a technical education,
expound on the male and female for me.
Okay.
Yes.
So in terms of gender,
yeah.
that when we think of educated, we're thinking about a lot of book knowledge. Okay, and what we say, oh, you got your 5 subjects and so on. I think we need to start moving out of that dimension into a dimension of one lifelong learning. Okay, but in regards to the system that we have now, and in regards to student performance and student achievement, females are outperforming the males. You look at the top 10 C students, 8 would be girls, 2 would be boys. You look at that over the years, and you're seeing that pattern over and over again. You're looking at the number of scholarships that are going to males versus females. Girls are getting more. So there needs to be a whole lot more in regards to motivating boys to want to learn, to want to be smart, to want to be in school. So I think that's one of the major, that male-female equity there in terms of gender balance. I think it's one thing, and it plays out later on in life in terms of looking for spouses? Do you have a partner that is going to be your quote unquote intellectual equal? Say, and a lot of times, a lot of women tend to have that's very difficult for a lot of women. But at the same token, we need to value technical work. You know, like we need to value the work of the plumber. We need to value the work of the carpenter. We need to value the work of the mechanic because it's good paying work. And just as much as we value book work, we should also be able to value technical work as well. The
So
work
do
of
you
the
do you
work.
think there is a gender gap in the wages in Trinidad and Tobago that
I
need
mean,
to
there's
be
a gender gap all
modified?
over the world
Yeah,
in terms of wages for women. So there definitely is one in Trinidad. There's one in the United States right now. For every
yeah,
dollar a man makes, a woman probably makes about 75 to 80 cents. You
yes,
understand? I mean, it's not what you call it legalized, but it happens in a lot of um de facto ways. So that gender equity needs to be one of the things, and just valuing knowledge, okay,
yeah.
whatever that knowledge is. So for example, I come from a rural fishing village, okay, and when I'm there, sometimes one of the things that bothers me the most is that I can't just go on a fishing boat and just take it and go out to sea and fish because I don't have that skill, because it's a technical skill, and I admire the people who have that skill. I want to have um that skill. But then we see the fisherman coming, he smell rank, walking barefoot and thing. And then we sort of kind of look down
Yeah,
um on on that. But he has a technical skill that is very that's valuable, you know, and if we respect that and we respect what everybody brings to the table, irrespective of what they bring, and value knowledge in a new way. I think additionally, the second point that I'm going to bring over there is in regards to our competitiveness in the world. And I think COVID has taught us a
hmm.
whole lot about that, how we need to say, hey, where are we in terms of education globally, and what are our students going to be able to do, because the overall global market now and the way global markets are developing, they're digital markets, and in order to participate in those markets you need those skills, and we need to think about our schools and how they're teaching those skills, and the people who needs those skills. And the last issue I would say is being really authentic about it and moving away. Yeah, you could be influenced by the outside world, but I think that we have been been influenced too much, and we need to be able to find ourselves as opposed to wanting to copy from another system, wanting to be America or wanting to be England or wanting to be someplace else. No, let's just be who we are. And who we are is authentically Trinidad and Tobago. And I think that if our educational system could find all of those pieces, bring up the equity with boys and girls,
Hmm.
value knowledge, we can really begin to compete
Hmm.
globally, and I think make really better ways forward.
Do you think that Trinidad and Tobago waiting on a big country like the United States to make the change when it comes to the wages between men and women before they grasp it?
Um, so I think with the United States in terms of wages with men and women, because it's not a legal thing, it's just something that needs to say equal pay for
Equal
equal
work.
work. I think that over time those other policies might affect other countries.
Iceland have it,
You understand? It just should be equal pay for
Iceland
equal
have
work.
equal pay.
What men bring to the table is just as valuable as
Equally
what women
qualified.
bring to the table, and what women bring to the table can just as be valuable as what men bring to the table. But until we stop having these incidents that are repetitively happening so much in our country, where there's a lot of abuse towards women, you know, and I always say that abuse, sometimes it starts from bottom up and sometimes it starts from top down, in the way that people speak, in the way that we communicate with each other
Accepting.
verbally, and so on. And I think until that we have those things, that we could really move forward as equal partners.
You know, one more thing, you see me smiling all the time. You know, all my life I grew up, you know, and all you're hearing is about fishermen. Fisherman.
Mm-hmm.
Have you ever heard about a fisherwoman? Would there ever be such
Well, I heard about the
terms?
term fisher folk. Okay? Fisher folk, which includes
Do we
men
have
and
women?
women.
No,
Which
do we have women with boats that let's go
I
out
mean,
and
Yes.
but I think there are women who goes out with boats. I know a fisher woman lady from Charlottesville. She owns a boat, but there are a lot of women who owns boats.
just allow us to get
in,
that
there are a lot
even
of
out,
women who
because
owns boats in Tobago. I would say there are quite a few amount of women who own boats and really control the finances of
or they go out to sea.
I mean, I don't think there's not a lot would go out to sea. There are the few who would, you know. But I know women from Charlottesville who did it. You understand? But I know there's the term, I know instead of the term fishermen, I know we use fisher folk, you know, that organization of people who are there and support the fishing community. Like I have a cousin in Palatavia, a lot of her sons, they're some of the leading fishermen in
The Louis.
Palatavia, where I'm from. And I mean, they're part of the fisher folk community. And so you don't hear the term fisher woman, but I mean,
Is
and
there
she goes out on
so
the
right
jet
now?
and, huh?
So right now, before we end this question, because that just came to me while listening, smiling, is that, you know, all our life you're hearing the fisherman go out, the fisherman come in, the fisherman get the fish, the fisherman price. Do you know of any woman name that you could call tonight? Anybody? So we can big them up and try to see if we can get more women to get into fisheries, not only to finance their husband and give them the boat,
Okay.
and you stay home to clean the fish when they come in.
Okay, so I would say let me talk from a historical point of view, from what I heard my mom said and so on. So we have to understand, I'm not saying fishing is very labor intensive, okay? And I wish I can go out to fish,
and
to
it's a
get
scary job.
more, and it's very scary. And I think fishermen are closer to God than some of the most religious people
The kind of waves
in
that they just have to
the
go through
world.
sometimes.
Because once you go out there and you have to be captaining your boat, and you have to you captaining you being a captain on a fishing vessel. You're responsible for your life and everything like that. So it's very you know. So I think there's a fear that a lot of women would have to go out there. I remember growing up in a fishing
Joanne
village.
have a name here for you.
I said Miss Ada Keller. I don't know Miss Ada Keller.
I never heard the name.
I never heard the name Keller, but I know her name Miss Ada. But I know a lot of women who were, when men come home from fishing, they would walk miles with the basin on their head.
The basin or the
pitcher
can,
and they would carry out their go and carry fish. So we have to think about
they're saleswomen.
We're
talking about those that ever go out to the sea and manage a boat or be there.
Go ahead.
Willon Ivan Nurse have something to say.
Okay. Yes, I don't know if you know a person from Louis Door. Her husband name is Glamour Boy.
Yeah, we know Glamour Boy.
Right, Glamour Boy wife. When Glamour Boy could not go to and fish, she should come to Bessie's up where the boat is there, swim out, pull the boat in, get all the things ready, and go out with some of us youth, and she should train us, and she should fish coming back with the boat, and then after in the evening, you see Glamour Boy.
So you're saying that she used to go out? That's his
Yes.
first wife. That his wife. That's his wife that died.
Yeah, I think her name is
the wife.
Cynthia.
The wife was my cousin too.
Yeah.
She used to go out.
She used to go out because Glamour Boy trained her and show all that technique and how to do it. And she used to go out and catch fish, grouper, balakuta, dolphin. You name the fishes and them. And we come back with a whole big basin of fish. We used to come in when she coming in, cause my brother Junior used to sail the boat with the engine, and she'll be blowing the conch shell, poop 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 poop, and we will know that she's in. And after everybody will be coming into the beach in Queens Bay there, in Bessie's Hope. And after we'll take the fishes and put them on the slab there, and we start cleaning the fish, scaling the fish, cut it up nice, put it in the basin, and then the ladies in the village, they will come and they'll go around with Glamour Boy and Mr. Airy boys and them, Walcott and them, and we will sell fish right throughout the village. And you buy a pound of fish and you get 3 pounds free, and you get the small fries and them, and we get the eggs of the dolphin and the guts of the fish.
The mark.
That I used to use also, and we happy. Yes, you have women fishermen from Delaford, from Louis Door, used to fish. Yeah. Sometimes
I don't mean you're going on a rock and throw your line, you know. I said going out with a boat.
Going out there and fish. Fish.
So this is big news. I've never heard of it.
Fish. She used to do that. And others from even Roxborough. Yes. Roxborough is a nice big fishing village.
What I'm saying,
I mean, I know from my experience just growing up in Charlottesville, it was more in terms of when you look at the division of labor, in terms of gender, fishing was a men thing. But there are women who went fishing.
There are
women who, you know, I mean, I think that, one of the things in regards to our fishing now, I think our fishing could be done in a more safer way. I think those small pirogues that we have now, we need to go to another level of not intensive commercial fishing where we are depopulating our waters, but with more bigger and safer boats that could say, you know what, I can go out there for a day or two, and where there's a bed, a bunk where I could sleep on, or something like that. If we take it up on that level, I think that we could definitely yield more income from fishing.
Well. This is good news here, but we have yes, Willon, this is your question here now.
Okay, when we talk about education, the system of education right now in Trinidad and Tobago is cheating. It's cheating the life or the lifespan of the youths and them who's going and get an education. Remember for us, while growing up in for me growing up in Bessie's Hope, my educational system is my community. People educate you, like the fishermen and everybody educate you. So when you go to the primary school now, you gain more knowledge, and you could write your essay well, and you could tell stories well, and you're well productive, and you have the art and the science within that system. Now, the educational system in Trinidad and Tobago does not make you, although you have 5 O-level subject, to think out of the box and work in your physical environment. It doesn't. Based on what I see when I'm teaching my student presently right now, where I do not use SSEC syllabus at no time. And all my students get a distinction in Spanish and history, and get the rest of the O-level subject because they use the system that I taught and how I created, and they use it and they think out of the box by just trying to regurgitate or try to repeat the whole idea of learning.
And that's not learning, you see, and I think you're absolutely correct there when you say, because the intent of the system when it was created and still was one based on compliance. One, only a few get let in. It was very rigorous to get in. pass the exam, common entrance. If you're 11, your life get written off. If you don't do good, you don't go to secondary school. It's
Get you clearly.
filtering you out of the system. And it's not even in the current design of the system, CXC doesn't teach you to think. CSEC doesn't teach you to think. Taking a C exam, it doesn't teach you to think. Okay? And I agree when he said that I don't use the syllabus that they give me, yet my students still do well. That's because you know the whole overall art and science behind teaching, and that those are just exams. So those papers, at the end of the day, I always say yes, they're just qualifications to say, oh yeah, you got to get in some place and so on. But they don't really mean anything if you're unable to solve problems. Like these kids that were just working with me on the coding competition, we were looking at the issue of water and public health. And the knowledge that we gained about water and water distribution systems over the last 3 months, I challenge anybody at WASA with them kids.
Whoa.
And that's
a big word, and that is big fight. Challenge.
I challenge them. I challenge them because in order to really to solve a water problem, there's so many moving parts to it. And we were just modeling stuff with data. You understand? And just building stuff with blocks. But just to think about it. You understand? And what our system does is one for compliance. Because remember, we were a people that were under the whip. And even after the whip was gone, those that replaced them still have that top-down managerial thing. And our system, how it's so class divided, it's not a system that teaches you to think. Because if they teach you how to think, they'd break the system.
Hey.
And just to add to what Keino say, I love how you combine the historical aspect towards it, because the educational system of Trinidad and Tobago is what in 21st century is what I call it plantation system massology production, which mean that massa control how you want to learn, so you will be under a certain class, so that if you don't get it right, you get the wage of pain. So boys will get more money, women will get less. It's a whole fight down systematic system within the education. For example, combination, it's all created that you wouldn't get certain privilege to gaps to reach to do a secondary level. And if you don't get a secondary level, you can't get to do tertiary education. And if you can't get tertiary education, there is no employment for you. So they're not teaching you to think out of the box and say, I come up with ideas, and if I do like that system, let me make sugar cake and sell and become a business manager on my own like that. Or if I could catch fish, let me buy a fishing boat, catch a lot of fish, sell. When I finish that, buy a bigger boat and own my own fishing company. It doesn't teach you to be your own master, but to depend. You never be liberated, but you're dependent. You're not independent.
But I think at the end of the day, and it's the people, we need to realize who gets caught up. And it's the people who are waving their papers and so on. I say at the end of the day that gets caught up within the system. Because I deliberately chose not to work in the system because because in order to keep a system going, there has to be a problem.
Exactly. Correct. It's right.
You understand? In order to keep it going, there has to be a problem. But if you want to solve the problem, go ahead.
Keino, and that is right. The system creates a problem so that you try to solve that problem, but there'll still be a problem within that problem. So what the system do is that, okay, we're going to give you primary education. We're going to give you secondary education. But if you can't gaps between the primary to the secondary, you can't be in that bracket for tertiary. So here happen. All you could think about trying to figure it out how to survive in this big jungle. And it's very difficult. instead of allowing you to think out of the box and be you, who you are, what you are, where you are within your own physical environment so that you can be strong, giving you the tools that you could have the knowledge that, okay, if I don't want book sense, it wouldn't be common to me if I go into my physical environment. For example, let me draw an example. I work as a translator for the Ministry of National Security program in Hyatt Hotel in Port of Spain. And everybody have a...
Be careful how you speak.
Yeah, I know. And everybody have a bachelor degree from UWI in Spanish. I don't have a bachelor degree in Spanish. And my job was to work and make the people comfortable within their environment. But everybody is using book knowledge. Como te llamas? Espero que esté bien. How are you? I hope that you're fine. And using book knowledge. And I lived in Latin America. For example, my delegate was from Uruguay. And I lived in Uruguay. But the street language, the common language, is not just Castellano or Spanish. You have to know the culture of the people, how to use the tactics within the environment, and not just the book language. So you go into them and use university book language, and they are like watching you like, what is that? What is that? And you are so sounding so foolish in the end, and you embarrass yourself because you have a bachelor degree in Spanish. With me now, I didn't have my bachelor degree in Spanish. I have a grade 1, a distinction in Spanish, and I could able to talk their dialect, use their messed up word to make them laugh and let them be at home, feel comfortable, because I'm an ambassador. I'm working as an ambassador for Trinidad and Tobago in that aspect. And after that program, all of them who I met from the ministry, different national security ministry from Dominican Republic, Costa Rica, Puerto Rico, all the Latin American countries, they were surprised. They told me, they told me personally, they have a bachelor degree, they don't sound well. You are great. Where you learn Spanish? I said, well, I'm a missionary from the University of Southern Caribbean, went to Latin America and just learn a lot of language like that. Just learned it. Whenever I'm in Bolivia, I speak Bolivian because I'm in Bolivia. When I'm in Venezuela, I'm speaking like a Venezuelan.